November 24th. We're looking at the pre-market here for NQ. The blue is the previous day low, rough previous day low, just a rough estimate of it. And then the red is the previous day high. And then what I do is I go to the 1 hour chart or the 30-minute chart. This is the 30-minute chart right here. And before the market opens, we just mark off spots that we see consistency, where we see patterns emerging, where we see levels of resistance or support. And then you'll notice this red from the previous day high led us to a very powerful setup this morning. So what happened this morning? We have the open right here. This first candle of the day is huge. Look at this thick green candle right here. So this is what we want to see most of the time when we've got a lot of upward direction. So look at this. We've got the, let's see here. We've got the 4 hour. It's got an upward momentum building. Our 30-minute, which is for this A-star strategy that I use, we rely on the 30-minute extended for most of our direction bias. So look, we're building upward momentum in the 30. We're building upward momentum in the 4 hour. So this is a huge warning, right? And we got the 15-minute slowly building. What am I trying to show you? Why am I explaining all this? Because this first candle of the day, what does it do? What did I say this red line represents? This red line represents the previous market day's high. Look what happened right when market opens. We have a monstrous green candle that not only passes the previous market day high, but the very next candle touches it and shoots up as well. This is a huge, huge alarm going off. This is a lot. I mean, this is huge. No, I didn't take this trade, but if we've got a lot of signs and clues of upward momentum, the 4 hour, the 30-minute, the 15, the 5-minute extended. Not the 5-minute extended, really. But the 15, the 30, and the 4. If we have a lot of clues, and then we get a strong break of the previous day high, I mean, that is an entry right there. This is an entry. You would put your stop slightly below, maybe, about right here. I mean, just wanted to talk about that right off the bat. Now let's see how many times the strategy came into effect today. What do we want to see? We want to see full alignment, then we want to see a power volume bar. We want to see a volume bar that's greater than the previous 3. That's aligned with the upward, with the higher time frames. And ideally we want to have the 5-minute MACD histogram bars supporting the trade, not going against the trade, supporting the trade, right? So assuming we didn't take this, look what happens right here. Right here. Look. We have a power volume bar. We're on the right side of the MACD histogram on the 2-minute. We have 5-minute support. So this is the first time the strategy came into effect today. Your entry is right here, right when the candle closes. That's your entry. And your stop loss is right below that point, right below this candle, the entry candle. So here's your entry. Your stop loss would be about right here. You would target a 1-to-1 ratio. So that means you would be about up here. So that was a win for the day. So far, it has come into effect one time with one win. Let's go forward. Let's see where else it came into effect here. Look at the 5-minute. When is the 5 minutes supporting in an upward direction? Nowhere else for the rest of the day. Nowhere else at all. Right here, it flips. See, it's going down. 5-minute histogram going down, but right here it flips to the upside. So here we're going to get an opportunity. It's a higher risk opportunity, but it's still an opportunity nonetheless. You can trade it. It's just not the best setup, but it's still a valid setup, and it happens right here. Look at this. And I even mentioned it's weak because the 5-minute hasn't crossed over yet. Yeah, the histogram might be going up. Yeah, we might be in a high territory, high region, but it hasn't crossed over yet. We're not in the green, so higher risk, you understand. Here's the entrance right here, look. We're coming along. Where do we get a power volume bar? Let's find one. There's a power volume bar right there. Look, right here. The 5-minute was super weak at this point. It was just barely starting to turn over. So had you entered here, right here at this candle, you would have made a lot of money, but it's a higher risk setup. You're on the right side of the 2-minute V. You get a power volume bar. You're aligned with the higher time frames somewhat. The 15-minute is now dying off. So the official one, the more official, I should say, the more, more proper, less risk is right here. The 5-minute has now been moving up for a larger amount of time. Look at the 5-minute volume. We're on the right side of the 2-minute V. We're starting to taper off here, and then boom, we get a pop up with a power volume bar. And also, the power volume bar happens right here, the candle right before it. See, this bar is greater than the previous 3, but we're not on the right side of the V yet. So if you enter this trade, that's a higher risk. It's not proper. This one is proper because now we have triggered that upward motion on the MACD histogram. So our entry is right here when the candle closes. Our stop is a little bit below that candle. Do we end up winning? Takes a long time. Look how long it takes. It took this long. So this was a long trade. That's like over an hour or maybe around an hour. So our stop loss is here. We don't want it to go below this point. And our 1-to-1 triggers right here. How long was that trade? That trade, if we would have entered 1240 to 1340 is here. So that's over an hour. Sometimes your trades will last that long, you know? It ended up going even higher as well, and it never actually hit the stop loss because the stop loss would have been right here. And look, the price action never hits that area. Okay, so that was the second occurrence of the strategy today and the second win. So 2 occurrences, 2 wins so far, and I'm going to show you something that I've been working on, which is called the 15-minute breach. So look what happens here. The 15-minute breaches, it crosses over. So it crosses over right here. It's official. We have now officially crossed over on the 15. We're right here on the 2-minute at this point in time. We're going up. Okay, we're not going down. We're going up. We just had the confirmation that the crossover on the 15-minute occurred. So now we're looking for a downward opportunity. We're looking for the 2-minute MACD to support the trade, and we're looking for a power volume bar to the downside. This is called a 15-minute breach strategy. The 15-minute crosses over, breaches the middle line. Now we're looking for a trade that goes to the downside, and look what happens here. We're going to the upside right now. The breach just concluded, so now we're waiting patiently for it to start to turn around. It starts to turn around right here. Look at that. Starts to turn around. Is it a power volume bar? No. You can take the trade. Yes, you would have ended up winning, but that's not the strategy. So we don't take the trade. We wait for a power volume bar, which occurs right here. Look, right here. This is where it happens. This is where the money happens. So here, we get a power volume bar. We're on the right side of the 2-minute V. The 15-minute breach happened. That's why we're going to the downside. We enter the trade right here. We enter as the candle closes, so this is our entry level. Our stop loss is right above the candle, right about here. We target a 1-to-1, which hits right here. So that was a win. All in all, it was a good day in the market. It was an exciting day in the market because we had a huge, huge run up. I mean, this is might look boring when you zoom out like this, but I mean, this is a massive, massive rally that occurred today. A lot of strength in the market coming back. This is the daily chart right here. As you might remember, we are in the middle of a big sell-off. We're in the middle of what you would say a downward trend. And today might have been Today might have been the first clues of strength in the opposite side. Look at the MACD histogram. Look, we're going down, we're going down, we're going to boom. Big, big, big difference right here. Look at the variance right here. The variance means a lot in the histogram. The difference in levels. So tomorrow we're expecting it to be choppy tomorrow. But we are expecting this momentum to continue. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more upward momentum. That was for November 24th. I hope you're having a good day, good evening. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.